Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank the distinguished guests and community leaders gathered at the APIAVote Town Hall, and I especially want to commend John Chung, California's controller and co-chair of my campaign in California, for all of his hard work on my behalf and for such a kind introduction. I so regret I cannot be with you in person today, but I am pleased that I can participate in this historic event by satellite. I know this is your first presidential town hall, focused on the concerns of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, and all of the issues confronting you and your families. And I want to applaud and support APIAVote for your efforts to ensure that this vital community has a voice in our political process. This is a perfect time to host this forum. After all, May is Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, when we show appreciation for the rich diversity and history of the AAPI community and celebrate your sacrifices and accomplishments, which have helped to build our country and make it stronger. You deserve a president who will recognize your contributions and value your communities, a president who will stand up for you, represent you, bring your voices to the White House. And you know that's what I'll do, because it's what I've always done. I've worked for many years with the AAPI community to promote policies that address your needs and answer your concerns, pursuing comprehensive immigration reform, affordable health care for everyone, civil rights, an education system worthy of our children, an economy that strengthens the middle class and promotes the interests of small businesses. And that's just the beginning. Recently, I pushed in the Senate to finally grant benefits to the brave Filipino veterans who fought under the United States flag during World War II. These benefits were promised, but were unjustly denied shortly after the war, and I urge the House to act quickly to pass this important legislation. I'm proud to represent a vibrant AAPI community in New York as a senator, and I rely on my supporters in the community for advice and leadership in my campaign. As you know, I've met with members of the communities from one end of our country to the other on the campaign trail. And I want to encourage you to join Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders for Hillary at my website, hillaryclinton.com. Again, I am honored and grateful for this opportunity to participate in this forum. You have submitted some questions for me, and I'd like to take this opportunity to answer them. Your first question addresses the issue of comprehensive immigration reform. I believe we need such a system of reform that creates an immigration system that is fair, secures our borders, keeps families together, eliminates the backlogs, puts undocumented immigrants on a path to citizenship, and provides for reunification for families. I believe immigration is the lifeblood of America, and that our current immigration system is in crisis. It's estimated that over 12 million undocumented immigrants live in the United States, and there are 1.5 million Asians currently caught in the family immigration backlog. A lot of people disagree on the issue of immigration, but almost everyone can agree. Our current immigration laws are badly in need of reform, and the solutions need to be fair. So as your president, I'll work to enact that comprehensive immigration reform that respects the rule of law, our immigrant heritage, and our American values. I'll ensure we protect the sanctity of families and repair the broken, unfair bureaucratic system that forces lawful immigrants to live apart from their families. I'll work to establish a fairer process for people seeking to come to America, especially for those whose families have been torn apart. And in addition, I'll ensure that people who learn English, pay fines, have earned a path to legalization in our country. Now, we're going to have to toughen security at our borders and hold accountable employers who hire undocumented immigrants. But this is an issue that must be addressed. And as your president, I will begin to do so immediately upon taking office. Your second question addresses the issue of health care and asks what steps I'll take to address how we finally close the gap in health disparities, ensure that low-income migrant and small business owners can afford health insurance. While many factors, such as the environment, contribute to the disparities in health outcomes, no factor matters more than access to health insurance. That's why I've proposed a universal health care plan to provide quality, affordable health care to every single American. My plan requires the development and testing of quality measures targeted at eliminating racial and ethnic disparities in health care, and to make sure that we have the healthcare professionals that every community needs. I will direct the Department of Health and Human Services to develop a uniform reporting format for collecting quality information on race and ethnicity, so we know the full extent of the problem and measure our progress in addressing it. I will provide $50 million to develop culturally competent clinical care programs and to recruit a diverse healthcare workforce. Language barriers and unfamiliarity with the American healthcare system can impede communication between healthcare professionals and patients, and that, as a result, may impair the access to medical help or even discourage people from seeking it. Under my plan, I'll work to ensure quality health care is affordable and accessible to all Americans, including those who are unemployed and self-employed. People who like their health care plans, if they have them, can keep them, but those who don't have coverage or are not satisfied will be able to choose from among the same plans available to members of Congress, or opt into a public plan option like Medicare in a new national insurance pool. Under my plan, people will not lose their coverage if they change or lose their jobs. And people who can't afford health care will receive a generous refundable tax credit, so their premiums never exceed a certain percentage of their income. And, of course, small businesses, which are so important, will receive a tax credit for providing health care to their employees. This aspect of my plan will help small businesses better compete and create new jobs with health benefits that stay right here in the United States.